100-person gatherings to 50 people since May. Recommendation based on White House reopening guidelines. He said that, by the way, the governor there's a Democrat. He condemned the rally in a statement before it started, charging Trump was, quote, taking reckless and selfish actions that are putting countless lives in danger here in Nevada. City of Henderson told Extreme Manufacturing that the rally violated emergency directives for the pandemic and that penalties would be imposed. Trump said that he would support those at the rally, quote, if the governor came after you. So President Trump holds an indoor rally in Nevada, and that defies the state regulations, federal guidelines. Do as I say. Donald Trump Jr. is weighing in on the controversy over the planned removal of murals from the Student Union building at University of Rhode Island. Now, the murals that are in question were painted by a returning World War II veteran and depicted student life at that time after the war. The university said it received complaints about a lack of diversity being portrayed. Well, what that artist was portraying, by the way, was what URI looked like and what its enrollment looked like back then. Trump Jr., by the way, tweeted about the story last Thursday, saying, I'm going to quote here, "It's totally sick. Don't let the left destroy America. God knows they're trying hard to do just that." URI says it's working to preserve the murals. Now, Donald Trump Jr. was reacting to a Breitbart posting. That news source, a posting, and they posted a picture of World War II. So, you know, what Donald Trump was reacting to was kind of I don't know, an erroneous presentation by Breitbart. So, it's kind of crazy. I don't understand this. Why don't they just keep the damn thing? Just keep it up. And if you want to show diversity, show it with another mural on one side or the other or both. You know, I mean, there's no reason to take this thing down, quite frankly. It's crazy. 17 minutes now. Past 6 o'clock. Speaking of crazy, the way the kids are going back to school this year. Well, not this one. In 2020. So it's staggered all over the place, you know, different districts having different ways of the kids going back. I'm sure if you've got kids in school, you know how your district is handling things today as you're getting the kids ready as I speak. At 17 minutes after 6. Providence police are looking for a man who shot at people from his car in the Silver Lake neighborhood early on Saturday after getting into an argument at a party. Officers around 4 o'clock in the morning, and as soon as we know, nothing good happens at 4 o'clock in the morning, they found at least 2 bullets on the ground and damage to a car on Deborah Street in Providence, where they had gone earlier in the night to disperse people causing a disturbance. Witnesses told detectives that the shooter, who they didn't know, had come to the party, gotten into an argument, and left. According to a police report, he came back in his car, fired around 4 shots at 3 people, and also at a car. Nobody was hit by those shots. Fortunately, no injuries were reported for this rodeo, and apparently they're still looking for him. Real brave soul goes back and fires shots out of his car. Patrick Anderson in the Providence Journal had that report. Providence releases some results of school inspections amid ventilation concerns as the kids are going back today. Here's Brittany Schaefer from 12 News.
Open windows and empty hallways on the eve of Rhode Island Public Schools' first day. But for many, the first day of school feel will be different. Districts across the state were given the okay by the governor to open for full in-person learning, though many districts chose their own phased hybrid plans. Providence and Central Falls did not get the governor's green light since COVID cases in those cities are still too high. But some students in Providence will return to the classroom this week in a staggered approach, starting with pre-K to first grade Monday. Target 12 investigator Wolfie uncovering Sunday the results of Providence Public Schools coronavirus-related health and safety walkthroughs for each city school. The findings show a basic readiness in most buildings, but there were a wide variety of issues school officials say were a work in progress. District spokesperson Laura Hart says since the walkthrough about 2 weeks ago, work has been done to correct any outstanding issues, some minor like having hand sanitizer in every classroom, and others more complicated like classroom layouts. Hart says in an email, movers have helped arrange classrooms to maximize social distance. In elementary schools, the students in stable groups do not have to be seated 6 feet apart
Providence students returned to class today, some learning in person, others virtually. While the kids hitting the books, the Providence Teachers Union asking the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health to investigate school buildings in the district. Union opposes in-person learning in part because of a long-time issue of aging school buildings and poor ventilation. Get News 24/7 on demand at newsradiori.com.
This is Ross St. Pierre with the owner and operator of O'Hara Senior Care Services, Brenda Lee O'Hara. You know, I always tell people, you lying awake, wondering if the phone's going to ring with bad news day and night, and it can create some resentment.
Yeah, resentment, fear of what am I going to look into when the phone rings after a certain hour. It's never for a good reason, usually. And so it's a constant worry about what's going on at home. When you have somebody there, the consistency of the same caregiver, over and over and over again, you have a sense of well-being, of peace of mind, that everything is okay at home because they're getting up, they're taking their pills, they're getting dressed, they're getting out to their appointments, and all of the activities of daily living that you're trying to get in your free time. You know, because how much free time do we all have? So you're trying to squeeze into those few hours that we have, and we do resent having to spend a Saturday cleaning my mother's house or going to the, you want to do it, you do it with the best intentions, but it does take its toll in a negative way, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and sometimes financially.
Log on to o'haraseniorcare.com or call 401-345-1811.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie called Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm.
I don't know the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575. Optima Tax Relief. For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Other banks charge fees on savings and checking accounts. Doesn't sound good, does it? Capital One reimagined banking. So it sounds more like this. With Capital One, you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. Get started now at a Capital One location or online. Sound good to you? This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? For consumers only. Approval required. Offered by Capital One NA member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One. It's happening. In just days, Publishers Clearinghouse will be ready to reward $1,000 a day for life. Enter now at PCH.com, and you and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win $1,000 a day for life. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter at PCH.com now. Entries due 10/28. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
News, I'm Rich Dennison. Democratic presidential hopeful former Vice President Joe Biden today saying President Trump is trying to politicize the western wildfires.
Wildfires don't skip towns that voted a certain way. The impacts of climate change don't pick and choose. That's because it's not a partisan phenomenon. It's science.
President Trump today in California saying state government's poor forestry management is to blame for the record fire season. The head of the country's nuclear forces with a warning about China's growing military.
China now has the capability, and we can get into the specifics, to directly threaten our homeland from a ballistic missile submarine. That's a pretty watershed moment.
Admiral Chaz Richard, commander of the U.S. Strategic Command, says he expects Beijing to now focus on growing its nuclear stockpile. America is listening to Fox News. Now, here's your Storm Team 10 forecast.
Clear and chilly tonight in the 40s to near 50 degrees by Tuesday morning. Lots of sunshine Tuesday, highs ranging from the upper 60s to near 70 in the afternoon. Low and mid 50s to start on Wednesday morning. Lots of